The absolute best talent I've ever stepped on the field with, no question about it. There was no such thing as a missed pass, a blown goal. If there was a blown goal, it was because the goalie made a great save. Fastest kids I've ever seen, biggest kids I've ever seen. It was just the way lacrosse should be played. It was a delight. It was absolutely wonderful. Wouldn't have traded it for the world.
Russell Tutt has a unique perspective on life. One of the most kind, caring, and soft-spoken men you will ever meet. Tutt was a 3-year Spartan on the men's lacrosse team, playing 31 games over his career while tallying 2 goals, 1 assist, 8 ground balls, and 2 caused turnovers. So what's he referring to? Last winter, this dreadlocked history major, 9 months after completing his NCAA eligibility, took a shot at a dream. Tutt tried out for an opportunity to play in Major League Lacrosse, the top professional outdoor lacrosse league in the United States.
My dad got a tryout call for the Redskins after he got, when he graduated from college, but he already took a job coaching at an all-white high school. So he called back and respectfully declined the offer because he's a loyal man. So my dad got the call, but he was never able to go and see what he had. And since he couldn't do it, I wanted, to let him know that his young son tried out for him.
Sports are an avenue where athletes strive to achieve dreams. Too often, however, they decide that a dream is too far out of their reach. It's too much, too illustrious to even try. But then there are those that confront those fears. Russell Tutt is one of those people.
I'm a dreamer, and a lot of people tell you can't do your dreams, but I want to put that to rest. Say, if you have a dream, you got to go for it. So once that happened, I just got in this mindset where you don't want to look back 20 years from now and say that you didn't try out. Whether you made it through the first day, you made the cut, or you got cut, as long as you tried.
Let's rewind to his days as a collegiate student athlete. Although not a standout player at York, Tutt certainly was and is a standout person. Just ask current Spartan sophomore Seth Krolis, who played with Tutt as a freshman in 2011.
Being a senior, I kind of wouldn't expect him to come and talk to us or anything like that, but he kind of went out of his way to introduce himself to us and make sure if we needed anything that he would be there to help out. And I think that was a pretty unique quality that Russ had. Even after the first time you met him, you knew that he would probably do anything for you to help you out.
But don't be fooled. Russ certainly had ability, and he wanted to see how far that ability would take him. So having completed his collegiate playing career following the 2011 season, Tutt, at the nudging of friend and roommate Chris Megan, decided to enter his name into the Major League Lacrosse player pool. This resulted in a tryout this past winter for the MLL's Denver Outlaws and Chesapeake Bayhawks. Well before that tryout, however, Tutt put his nose to the grindstone and prepared for the opportunity.
It was intense training, all lifting weights, no running, and it was just eating the whole time. It was basically eating 6 or 7 times a day, pushing heavy weights. And the thing about it was, it built a lot of self-discipline. It was the hardest training I've ever done in my entire life, but the results were there.
You know what, if anyone did it, I think Russ would do it. And he would work hard to get himself ready for it.
Russell Tutt's life extends far beyond the lacrosse field. Having been through more challenges in his short 20-plus years than many will experience in a lifetime, Russ has come through those challenges, a combination of factors that have helped give him his unique perspective and mold him into the person he is today.
I had some major things come up. I had a best friend that passed away. I had my uncle pass away. And then my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which he is cleared up now. But once I realized that, I was like, immediately, life is too short. It really is. My best friend that passed away was 26 years old. And when I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed with nephrotic syndrome, which is a kidney disease. This month, I have been in remission for about 6 years, coming back basically from the dead in a near-fatal car crash. I had a drug and alcohol problem that I had to take care of and is taken care of. A lot of this stuff is no bigger than anybody else's problem, but sometimes it's a problem for that person to deal with, and everybody deals with things differently. I used to pick up substances for stuff like that, but that's no longer an issue. So I have a lot of people to thank for that, but I'm alive and well. I know other people that would love to have that chance. So just being able to have my life, have my health, and be in tip-top shape to get on that field was okay with me, no matter what happened.
So really, playing lacrosse with a group of tremendous players is a delight, as Russ referred to earlier. He did admit that indeed he was nervous leading up to the tryout, but in the end he went for that dream and is able to recall that tremendous experience.
I saw, coaches that I look up to. My favorite coach from Taos University, Tony Seaman, was there. Richie Meade from Navy, Dave Cottle, who's the coach of the Bayhawks, who was the former coach of University of Maryland, and Coach Stagnita, who coached the Rutgers and now is the Denver Outlaws coach. And just seeing them was an experience in itself. There were 70 players, and he said, all right, we're looking for a couple guys to help us win a national championship. Went straight into one-on-ones for about 40 minutes. Then we went to 4-on-4s for 40 minutes, and then we had a full-blown scrimmage. And during that scrimmage, I had 2 ground balls, 1 assist, and 1 left-handed goal from 13 yards out. Well, there were 2 ways I was going to lead the tryout after those 2 hours. I was going to, hang my head and say, wish I could have done something better. I left the field saying, I did it. And Coach Cottle brought us all in, all 70 players, and he said, we've been having this tryout for 3 or 4 years, and this is by far the best talent that we had. Number 1, it's great to be part of that group. Number 2, I went up afterwards, shook his hand and said, thank you for a dream come true. And he tapped me on the back and said, you did a good job today. And going in, I wanted the pros to tell me how good I am. And I got, one of the leading coaches in the MLL said I did a good job.
Although Tutt was not selected for the MLL, he knows that he went for that dream.
So they took 4 players out of 70, 1 from each position. Like I said, I played very well, very pleased, but there were other kids that were just playing above and beyond. I wanted to do this for me, and I wanted to do it for everybody else that believed in me, and just to say, I went for the, for big time.
So now what's next for Russ?
Now my focus is on getting back in the weight room, training again. I coach an elite high school men's team called Got Skills, who is my one of the best things that ever happened to me in lacrosse. I'm going to be coaching my high school JV team next year. I got the head coaching job for there, but that's just going to be segue into years down the line where I want to get my college team one day. I really do. So that's my goal.
Now a graduate of your college and turning his attention to the coaching scene, Tutt has made a tremendous impact on the people he has touched throughout his time as a Spartan.
I guess the main thing, I think he's caring for other people. And you could see it anywhere you go. You could walk through campus and he's always saying hi to other people and smiling at other people, having little conversations. I was able to know Russ outside of lacrosse and everything, and he was a part of AFC, the Athletes for Christ. And I think, because there's a lot of stuff way more important than lacrosse in people's lives, and being able to talk to him on a spiritual level and things like that, I think really helped me.
Having spent time as a collegiate student athlete, having gone through a litany of challenges, having made an impact on those around him, and having gone after a dream, Tutt's message for student athletes is one that everyone should hear.
If you want it, the only person that's going to hold you back is yourself. The biggest thing I think about this whole trial was the mind battle. Getting in that zone and say listen, I'm going to do it. But again, nobody's telling you to do that. You gotta win that internal battle first and say all right, I don't care what people say. I don't care, how they look at me, whether they think I'm good enough or not. If you have that drive and you're willing to put in the work, you go for whatever you want to go, whether it's a professional team, the Olympics, anything you want to do, not just with sports, but in life. Regret, especially when you get a little bit older, you don't want that to seep in. So now when we have the training the great facilities and the people there to guide us to where we need to get to, you got to take full advantage of it. So I am pro anybody trying to go to that next level, and don't let anybody ever tell you anything different.